coronavirus. Fact versus fiction.
My name is Stephen Jameson, Global Head of Circular Economy Solutions at SAP. The aim of a circular economy is to eliminate waste, circulate materials, keep products in use as long as possible, and regenerate natural systems. We're talking about a fundamental reworking of how we deliver the economy. At the moment, we're based upon an extractive system which depends upon nature, but is ultimately extractive. That will only go one way in the long term. A regenerative economy ultimately creates abundance of opportunity, abundance of materials, abundance of resources that enable us to thrive as a species and thrive as a piece of nature and as a part of nature.
I'm David Culver in Beijing, and this is CNN.
June 19th, 1865. Juneteenth. The day freedom in America took on a deeper meaning. Amidst a bitter and bloody war between the slave-holding South and the industrial North, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, declaring that enslaved people in all Confederate-controlled states were free. But freedom did not come instantly. It was a slow trickle as Union soldiers advanced throughout the South to spread the good news that the almost 4 million human beings held in captivity throughout the nation would now be free, paving the way for them to marry, to vote, to own property, to assemble and worship, to decide their own destinies. The Civil War officially ended in April 1865. But in the small community of Galveston Island, Texas, enslaved people remained oblivious to their new reality until June 19, 1865, 2.5 years after the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, when U.S. General Gordon Granger stood before a crowd of onlookers and informed the last enslaved Black people in America that freedom had finally come. The people erupted in joy. That joy became the catalyst for Juneteenth. In 2021, Juneteenth became an official federal holiday, now recognized across the United States as a day of national celebration. Juneteenth is a reminder. It is a reminder of what Black people in America have been through and what Black people have overcome. It is a commemoration of our resilience, our ingenuity, and most importantly, our capacity for joy. Our joy is worthy of celebration. And on this day, we remember that our freedom must be honored, nurtured, and protected. On this day, we lift our voices and we sing. Welcome to Juneteenth, a global celebration for freedom, featuring performances by Yolanda Adams, Earth, Wind and Fire, The Roots, Shaka Khan, Mickey Guyton, Lucky Day, Mary Mary, Billy Porter, Robert Glasper, Neo, D Smoke, Jill Scott, Anthony Hamilton, Belle Biv DeVoe, Michelle Williams, Khalid, Amir Suleiman, the Debbie Allen Dance Academy, Adam Blackstone and the BBE All-Star Band, Derek Hodge and Thomas Wilkins and the Recollective Orchestra. And now, please welcome our first guest, actor and comedian, Deon Cole.
Come on, y'all can do better than that, man. Make some noise. Make some noise. Good evening, everybody. Black people, white people, brown people, and all freedom lovers around the world. I am Deon Cole, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Juneteenth, a global celebration for freedom on CNN, baby. Give it up. Yeah. Now, if you can believe it or not, man, this is only the second year Juneteenth is being observed as a national federal holiday. So you know we had to do it big tonight. Y'all know that, right? Right? We got the Recollective Orchestra here tonight. It's the first time an all-black orchestra is performing at the Hollywood Bowl. Give it up. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Now, this is a global celebration, right? And everybody's invited to the cookout. But listen here, all right? We're going to do something really nice tonight, all right? We're going to celebrate our black freedom and black people, okay? But look, we still going to have to manage our blackness, okay, y'all? We going to have to manage, so ain't no it's the freedom for me t-shirts. Ain't no freedom is a vibe, napkins and fans. We ain't gonna do none of that tonight, all right? We just gonna give it up for everybody y'all see and get love as if you was up here performing. And make some noise, make some noise, make some noise now. Right, what we have tonight, we're gonna have a great time. We got some phenomenal presenters. We got some of the most iconic black musical artists of all time to celebrate tonight. So to kick it off this evening, everybody, we have a musical legend. Oh, I'm so excited. You can see her this October at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Please welcome my sister, the incomparable Shaka Khan, accompanied by the Roots, everybody, let's go!
Resist the sweet surrender. All the nights of wanting, step into each other's eyes, and what we see is no surprise. Got the feeling most would treasure, and a love so deep we cannot measure. you.
Our celebration continues with performances from Robert Glasper, D. Smoke, and Amir Suleiman. Plus, a special message from Vice President Kamala Harris. And still to come, Earth, Wind, and Fire takes the stage. It's Juneteenth, a global celebration for freedom.
Take you somewhere new. Show me burgundy sunset sky. Let's fly. To fly, to fly, to fly.
Wherever you go in the world, one airline goes further to make it feel exceptional. Qatar Airways, going places together.
Stretch is a mobile case-picking robot. It can move around the warehouse. It has a vision integrated with it, but it also has a manipulator. And so in terms of the jobs it's doing, it's the first manipulation robot that's mobile for the warehouse. We see the future being adding mobility to more and more dexterous manipulation. So right now we can manipulate a box, and that's still a fairly basic manipulation task. But if we build better end effectors or better hands, we might be able to start picking up more complicated parts, maybe playing a role, moving parts around a manufacturing facility instead of just a warehouse, or operating and doing repair work in a dangerous environment where a person can't go. Maybe you really need dexterous manipulation to figure out why a piece of equipment is failing, and it's clear across the country. And you don't have to go because a robot can be there.
Now to an incredible story of survival. Could all this spending lead to a bigger economic crisis? Or would you do it all again in terms of being a nurse?
I want to help people more than I ever have.
Aaron Burnett out front on CNN.
Happy Juneteenth, everyone. I have spent many a wonderful evening at the Hollywood Bowl, and I hope you are enjoying this evening. I can think of no better way to observe Juneteenth than being with community. I hope all of you are with your family in whatever shape or form you define it, because today is a day for togetherness, to share our stories and to teach our history. On Juneteenth, we celebrate the fulfillment of emancipation, the proclamation that all people held as slaves shall henceforth be forever free. It returned to them what was taken from them, the freedom that was theirs by birth and by right, autonomy over their own body and their own life. the promise of liberty and independence. In doing so, our nation defined freedom in opposition to slavery of Black people in America. It was a step toward making real the ideals set forth at the founding of our nation, that we are all entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so through the time of emancipation, we have been fighting to secure the promise of liberty for all Americans, a fight that laid the foundation for all the fights that followed, including the fight to ensure that all children have equal educational opportunity, that all women have a right to make decisions about their own bodies, and that all people have the right to marry the person they love. The fight to protect the promise of freedom continues to this day, and it unites us all. So when we celebrate Juneteenth as a national holiday, let us all recommit ourselves to defending our God-given and inalienable right to freedom. And let us make real the promise of liberty and justice for all. I wish you and your family a happy Juneteenth. Take care, everybody.
Please welcome actor Michael Ealy.
Black folks turn our suffering and cries for justice into art like nobody else. One of our goals tonight is to celebrate Black culture in its myriad forms of interconnected artistic expression. Take, for example, this next performance, a genre-busting collaboration between Robert Glasper, D Smoke, and Amir Suleiman.
We out here to shine, ain't we? Listen. Hey, picture the world after the wilderness no longer exists. Picture me with no filter. Picture we see the rainbow as evidence that the storm was only meant to wash away the hurt, certainly not destroy. Picture divine vines growing on side abandoned buildings. Picture choosing the road less traveled, abandoned millions. Picture standing on top of hills and projecting your brilliance. Picture we started old and slowly became more like children. Picture me as the tadpole, started off as the frog. Picture me as the channel, started off as the blob. Picture me as the whisper that started off as the yell. Picture only offering heaven, although they give you hell. Like, picture that, scripture that. Picture that brilliant sister from Sister Act that gave us the miseducation. Found those who missed the map and gave them hope just one more again. Picture an extra lap, that's love.
I can feel the love in here. My inner space got constellations.
How y'all feeling today?
In all those
Yeah.
conversations.
We want to wish y'all a very lovely Juneteenth. Y'all look so beautiful. Keep shining.
Help me to shine.
Super. Listen. Hey. Picture me flying over the city. Picture me with a beauty whose soul is equally pretty. Picture me with a ruby that's redder than cherry stems. Picture me with a choir full of herds that singing hymns. Picture having action at Califax, we heating up. Picture even with your voice trembling, speaking up. Picture dropping a ladder for all of those who reaching up. Picture every time we searching for answers, we seeking up. Picture every finger pointed, conjoining the form of fist. Picture every time we pray to heaven, gladly forms a list. Picture Batty carrying Jamaican patties, blowing kisses. Picture gravity wasn't a factor, now picture me lifted. Picture skies, picture trees, Picture too many flowers, too many leaves. Picture you and me for hours doing whatever we please. Picture giving self-love deeper than seas. Reach, now I can feel the love in here. Y'all make some noise for Robert Glasper.
Will be someone's ancestor. Act accordingly. For our children, for our children's children, for those weapons that will inevitably be formed against them, that your granddaughter can whisper through gritted teeth, I am the granddaughter of so-and-so, so I cannot fail. You will be someone's ancestor. Act accordingly. So your grandson, when he is surrounded by his enemies on the battlefield of life, that he will raise his weapon over his raised head and his raised voice will exclaim, I am the grandson of so-and-so. And that will be an inspiration for those with him and a warning for those who stand against him. You will be someone's ancestor. Act accordingly. For God has said, every soul shall taste death. But if you are afraid of death, why be afraid? It is going to happen. Death will happen today. But you will be someone's ancestor. So act accordingly. There are some people who are, their souls too great for the grave. By God, there are women laying beneath the ground that are more alive than many of the living. There are men lying still in their coffins, more active than the activists. They have done their deeds. They have lived their mission. Will you let the dead outlive you? Oh, the shame to let the dead outlive you. You will be someone's ancestor. Act accordingly. For God has said, do they think that we created them with no purpose and they will not be returned back to us? No, you will be returned to God. And when you return to the Most High, return actualized, spiritualized, realize that song stuck in your heart, let it go. That word stuck in your throat, let it free. That dance in your limbs, let it be. For you will be someone's ancestor. accordingly.
Coming up, Lucky Day. And later, Mickey Guyton takes the stage. And still to come, special messages from President Biden and Mrs. Michelle Obama. When our Juneteenth celebration for freedom continues.
Almost all carbon emissions come from industries that shape our world. But at Standard Chartered, we believe progress doesn't have to cost our planet. That's why we're helping our clients change the way they operate. By mobilizing $300 billion in green and transition finance. Accelerating the transition to a net zero world. Because where others see problems, we see potential. We're Standard Chartered, and we're here for good.
Before the Second World War, much of the German watchmaking industry was centered in Saxony. One of the most important brands there was A. Lange & Söhne, known for the supreme excellence of its watches. After the war, Saxony became part of communist East Germany. Lange as a company disappeared when the communists bundled together all of the watch companies in the town. But Walter Lange, the great-grandson of the founders, escaped to the West. In 1990, after the Iron Curtain collapsed, Walter Lange returned to the town and revived the company. A huge task, but he succeeded. But what always hits me about this watch is the dial. The dial of a watch is not a big space, so when you try to arrange the elements on it asymmetrically, you are playing with design fire. But Lange succeeds brilliantly.
So many questions about what is the federal government doing. Do you get the anger that is out here?
How concerned are you about the front line?
You don't believe that there's a racial divide here?
Looking back, as president, did you tell the story of race in America enough, do you think? All the places I've been and all the things I've seen, all the people I've talked to, I carry with me. They're a part of what I do right here, holding the powerful accountable, keeping them honest.
AC 360, Tuesday through Saturday only on CNN.
Business is all about making connections. But some connections are easier to make than others. With a CNN partner hotel, the world is always at your fingertips. CNN partner hotels, connected to your world.
I'm David McKenzie in Cape Town, and this is CNN.
Welcome back to Juneteenth, a global celebration for freedom. You know him best from BET's New Edition Story and HBO's Euphoria. Actor Algie Smith.
Okay, so, all right, I gotta get through this, yo. How y'all doing? Okay, let me focus, all right. Happy Juneteenth! All right, let me focus for real, okay. 185 years ago, the first black university in America was founded, ushering in a rich history of HBCUs that took exclusion and molded it into community. Today, our HBCUs remain havens for black students, black educators, black minds. I'm talking about Howard, Hampton, Florida A&M, Spelman, Morehouse. Okay. But the impact of HBCUs extends far beyond any classroom or campus. This Juneteenth, we celebrate and honor the importance of HBCUs now more than ever, and helping the change makers of tomorrow become exactly who they are meant to be. Happy Juneteenth, baby!
My HBCU experience really changed my entire life.
Like, I'm a product. Everything you see me do on TV, on stage, whatever it is, I was doing it already at Fayetteville State and honing the craft there.
It was one of those decisions that you didn't know you were making the greatest decision of your life. You had schools like Howard, like Spelman, like Morehouse, notorious for turning out people who have been titans of industry, culture, creativity, and art. The people that are coming out of these schools are literally changing the world. The medical school at Howard is one of the leading medical schools in the country.
Starting in 1861, historically black colleges were created as a response to the racial discrimination that kept black people from pursuing higher education. For more than 150 years, these institutions have become a cornerstone of black culture and excellence.
I feel like HBCUs play a role in the freedom of African Americans because you're taught that you are great. You're taught that your melanin is special. You're taught that the way you move, the way you talk, the way you think, that's something that the world needs.
Because of that unity and that spiritual wave, I don't know what to call it, that fabric of who we are as a people, you see it right there on the yard. You feel it.
I'd learned so much and built up so much, and there was an esteem I had about myself now, understanding who I was in the world and understanding there are more people like me in the world, and how validated you feel coming out of an HBCU.
I think the more educated that the world can be about who we are in an HBCU setting would really give them a clear vision of who we are as a people across the board.
Please welcome Raven Simone.
Hello. What's up, Hollywood Bowl? Happy Juneteenth. So glad to be here. I get an exciting part of the show. He is a lyrical poet with an old school soul, redefining the power and beauty of R&B music. And he's here tonight for an electrifying performance. Everybody, please welcome to the stage, Lucky Daye.
I've been so many places in my life and time. I sung a lot of songs. I made some bad ones. Acted out my life in stages with 10,000 people watching. We're alone now, and I'm singing a song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I've treated you unkindly, darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me, baby, can't you see through me? We're alone now, and I'm singing a song to you. Taught me precious secrets of a true love, holding nothing. Came out in front, I was hiding. Now I'm so much better. Don't come together. Listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in the hiding. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Okay. Yeah. We do this shit for ourselves. We do this for our ancestors. We do this for our mothers and our fathers. Yeah. 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 If you proud of being black, get on your feet. If you love black people, get on your feet. If you love yourself, get on your feet. Every time we link up, it's only a stare we think you really get that. Is it wrong? Is it right? so toxic to me, the morphine. Cause I thought it was over. Got me thinking my feelings over. You keep doing it over and over. You keep calling me back. I'm just trying to get closer. You pulling me closer and closer. Phone ringing like over and over. Cause you keep calling me back. Hey. La 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 la. Huh? Why you keep calling me back? Yeah, yeah. Oh, bad. I'm needing you switch up. I'm rather we never pick up, but can we slip up and mix up sometimes? You say it don't mean it, just want it when it's convenient. Am I crazy for waiting? I might slide. Now you calling me special when you know I can't have you. When I'm on to the next one, oh, now you want to get aggressive. Oh, what do you mean? You keep on making me leave. Nightmares turn into a dream. If you're so toxic to me, what am I saying? Cause I thought it was over. Got me thinking my feelings over. You keep doing it over and over. You keep calling me back. I'm just trying to get closer. You're pulling me closer and closer. Phone ringing like over and over. Cause you keep calling me back. La 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 la. Why you keep calling me back? Oh, bad. Now you walking on a thin line. Do it like 10 times, I'ma put you in line. Yeah, I had you on a incline. Now I don't even wanna reply, I'ma have to decline. Yeah, you show me I don't wanna rewind. Yeah, don't you pretend, but the attitude ain't fine. Yes, sir. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank you. Happy Pride, too.
We will return with The Roots, plus performances by Mickey Guyton, Billy Porter, and Neo. And still to come, the legendary Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's Juneteenth, a global celebration for freedom.
Somewhere new, show me burgundy sunset sky. Let's fly, to fly, to fly, to fly.
Wherever you go in the world, one airline goes further to make it feel exceptional. Qatar Airways, going places together.
I'm Delia Gallagher in Rome, and this is CNN.
You can help the refugees from Ukraine. Join the over 80,000 who've already raised millions for food, shelter, and more. Explore cnn.com/impact. Click to take action.
Regenerative gastronomy is meant to transform. It's meant to heal. It's more about getting to know the cycle of life. We directly connect the guest with the heart of nature. In my kitchen, it's very simple because we created a restaurant in the middle of a forest, and we don't have a menu. We choose and we select the best products from foraging, from agriculture, from our artisanal fishing. The world is going after 20 types of crops, but there are 8,000 types of edible plants in the world. We're losing biodiversity, and of course I'm afraid. United Nations is telling us that there are 60 harvests left for us. We need to solve the problems. The solutions have to come from us. Gastronomy plays a big role in the good health of ecosystems. The more plants, the more climate-proof we are. The more resources we have, the more carbon we sequestrate, the more food we can get.
These troops, they are Russian. I've spoken to the commander. He said they are now in control. Over that way. It's a secret location. They're going to fire on Russian forces. There has been a ferocious battle here. There's unexploded grenades everywhere. We're being shown the powerful American guns, giving them an edge.
You downplayed the US intelligence assessment. Do you now regret that?
I'm in Kiev right now, and it is under attack, Mr. Lavrov, from Russian forces.
I'm being told by our security that we need to get our flak jackets on.
No matter where you are in this country, lives are being shattered.
There are thousands streaming out. It is at least a chance to save their own lives. Matthew Chance, CNN.
As the sun sets in Seoul and Shanghai, deals are signed in Dubai, and Europe is already in play. New York prepares to make its first move. I'm Julia Chatterley, host of CNN's First Move. I'll speak to newsmakers, risk takers, and the ultimate game changers. Bold moves, big deals, winning trades. It's all right here. Make CNN your first move.
First Move with Julia Chatterley, weekdays.
Miss Opal Lee, lovingly known around the world as the grandmother of Juneteenth. Today, we honor her decades of unwavering commitment.
Juneteenth for us means freedom. We don't realize that it can be snatched from us in a little space of time. And we should guard freedom with our life.
She decided years ago that Juneteenth was important and that she was going to make it a national holiday. She created this walk. It was symbolic of the 2.5 years that it took for the news to come about the Emancipation Proclamation, and she walked and led others for 2.5 miles.
Now, because of her work and countless others, Juneteenth is taking its rightful place in American history.
It's not simply in the backyards anymore. It is being celebrated in museums, in auditoriums, in churches. It has expanded from the Black community.
We need to be able for people to know our history. Dr. Myers is responsible for some 42 or 43 of the 50 states having observances about Juneteenth. And I guess some of them rubbed off on me.
So many people worked very hard to have Juneteenth celebrated as a national holiday. And now it's created an expanded discussion about what needs to be corrected in our country.
Miss Opal has been serving her community for decades as a teacher, activist, a community organizer. Through her work at Opal's Farm, she is now redefining freedom for formerly incarcerated men and women that need a second chance.
It just happens that we got a farm and they just happen to have been in prison and we just happen to put them together. But there are so many other needs. So I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking. Hope somebody listens.
At the golden age of 95, Miss Opal Lee is continuing to keep her hands on the pulse of freedom with no plans to back down. Her vision for unity and freedom is infectious, energizing a new generation to carry the torch forward.
I feel that the next generation of young people are going to be the ones to get us out of the quagmire that we're in. If a person can be taught to hate, he can be taught to love. And I expect these young people to do it. I'm looking forward to it.